I say to a lot of people, there's so much pressure on young people coming out of high school.
Yep.
And everyone's like, find your passion and like work it out. But it's really hard, right? And then life takes you in different directions.
It does. And I had a lot of other passions back then.
Yeah.
But this was one that I really, really wanted, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Just didn't cut it back then.
Nice.
But I still felt like it was what I was meant to do. So when my kids were old enough for me to come back, I'm back.
And here you are.
And here I am. Finally got to uni.
Tell me about the gap year. What'd you do?
I was a receptionist and I hated it.
Yeah.
But it was good at the time because I didn't want to study anymore. Like I was like...
You were just done, right?
I sat my waste exams and I was exhausted and I didn't want to read another book. So, yeah, I had a gap year. And, I mean, it all happens for a reason. It all works out. But I kind of look back and think, oh, what a waste of time. But I wasn't ready to study.
Yeah.
So
it worked for you?
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of put themselves under tons of pressure before they get to uni, thinking they've got to make this kind of big decision.
I don't think you have to do that at all. Personally, I didn't really even finish high school. I got into uni by sitting the stats test after leaving high school. I left in year 11, and a couple of years later when I decided that I actually wanted to study, I came to and sat the stats test, and 2 weeks later I started my degree.
Epic.
So yeah, I think if I could tell my old self something before coming to university, it would be probably take every opportunity that you can get, even if it, sometimes requires a bit of sacrifice, and also just do what you want to do and don't let people tell you not to do it, because I did that for a long time. That's why I didn't study art straight out of high school. And
what did you study straight out of high school?
Straight out of high school, I just went straight into work, working in a supermarket, did a bunch of retail jobs and stuff, and then got back into art and just decided to give it a go, and here I am.
But that's okay, right? Like there's actually nothing wrong with...
I wouldn't say that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like maybe if I had started this, a few years earlier, I could be, even further developed in the skills that I have now. Do you know what I mean?
They provide a lot of pathways for people that didn't do maybe as well in high school to get into the course that they want to do.
Yeah.
Whereas other unis set the bar quite high. What I would say is don't put so much pressure on yourself, because especially at Murdoch, they provide, if you don't do so well, you can get into the course that you want to do. Yeah, through bridging courses or whatever the path.
Sorry, what's a bridging course?
So let's say if you don't do ATAR,
yeah,
you can do like a 6-month
I think so, yeah,
course that's like kind of introduces you to uni life, and if you pass that, excel in that, they'll recognise that you can in fact study at uni.
Yeah, nice.
I think you also need to know that high school exams, if they don't turn out as you want them to, it's not, there are other options once you get into a uni degree, as in you can transfer into a course that you're perhaps hoping to get into right off the bat, and there are other options out there. It's not all final.
That's awesome advice.
I was going to do a PhD. I thought I was going to do my honours. I thought I was going to go into being a pharmacologist, so really researching. Now I'm on my 3rd year. I'm taking a gap year next year, and then I'm thinking Masters of Marketing. So that's a little bit unexpected for me. But other than that, I didn't think there was anything unexpected. Like, I'd already looked into the uni life quite a lot.
Yeah.
I guess I've just found my independence a lot more. Just got a part-time job, have my own apartment, it's not really what I thought I was going to do. I thought I was still going to be quite sort of protected, but I'm not. I'm in my own little world.
Awesome.
Ballet was my path. I did the hardest ballet exam, which is called Advanced 2, in Year 12. So I was like, what do I focus on? Was it Advanced 2 or my Year 12? And I had to balance them both. And people are like, oh, you're not going to uni. It's not right now, no.
And that's okay?
Yeah, I was fine with it. I owned it pretty much. So
yeah.
It's just
And has that created any disadvantage for you being here at university, having taken time out to chase a passion or do something else? It's kind of non-traditional, right?
Yeah, it is non-traditional. But now I just know I can't wake up in 10 years and say, oh, why didn't I try that when I could have? Like, I'm happy that I tried it, and I know what I'm doing now was the right thing because it was meant to be type thing. Yeah.
I'm a country student, so
Nice.
I need to save money, and it's just better experience, I think, to get out there and work for a year than just come. For me anyway, I needed a break from study, so it was quite handy.
I didn't do Year 12 exams actually. None of my subjects had exams.
I should probably do them.
So how did you get here then, guys? That's super
still
interesting.
school, but my subjects didn't involve exams.
That's a good call.
Yeah,
I did Year 12. I only did 3 subjects because I didn't want to pressure myself, and I was going through a death at the time.
I'm sorry.
So I did the stat test instead, and I did really well, and then went to my career from that way. So I only paid $200 for the test, and then I was able to get into uni that way.
Yeah, like I went to Salisbury High, so opposite direction of Flinders, and yeah, I guess, you know, just thinking that if you really want to achieve something in life, you know, nothing can stop you. Your grades at school don't really mean anything. I guess when you come to uni, you're more motivated to achieve as well. So yeah, just staying motivated and believing in yourself.
And anything you assume about uni, it's not true. You'll get open to a completely different world every time. There's nothing we can guarantee because we don't know what you're studying, but whatever assumptions you have about uni and what your life will be like at uni is completely different to what it is.
Especially if you think you're scared to come to uni, don't be. It's like, it's a community and everyone's really friendly.
And if you think a degree won't get you anywhere, you know, you learn something new every day. You'll open your mind to new opportunities, at least.
Yeah, like that lifelong learning, you know, there's always something new to learn. I think now I'm so happy that I decided to go to uni and I didn't take a gap year. I feel like if I took a gap year, it would be hard for me to get back in the swing of studying. I think just going straight into uni was what worked for me because it was just routine after that.
Nice.
I actually went to TAFE before I came to uni. I went to TAFE, worked and came to uni afterwards. So I guess there's more than one way into university. So even if you don't think it's the thing you want to do now, maybe it might be in a little while, maybe when you're a bit older, maybe you finish TAFE or you work for a year or take a gap year. So, you know, university doesn't have to be straight away, but if that's your, as Sarah said, you know, if you really want to go to university, power through, it's pretty worth it. But if you're worrying or you're struggling, then, you know, there's other ways. You don't have to, it's not the end if you can't get in straight away. I worked for quite a few years, so I came in with mature entrance into university. Awesome. So you just sit a test, and then whatever your test score is what you can get in. It's kind of like your stat score. Okay. But it's just that you take it as a separate test.
Neat. So tell me about that. So if you want to come in here as a mature age student, what do you have to do in order to get admitted?
Well, for law, you either have to do your stats, or I did pre-law, which was a semester course, which covered, basically they determine whether or not you can do law. Yeah. So yeah, I did that.
And it's had a lot of people, you know, there's so much pressure on young people coming out of high school.
Yep.
And everyone's like, find your passion and like work it out. But it's really hard, right? And then life takes you in different directions.
It does. And I had a lot of other passions back then. Yeah. But this was one that I really, really wanted and just didn't work out. Just didn't cut it back then. Nice. But I still felt like it was what I was meant to do. So when my kids were old enough for me to come back, I'm back.
And here you are.
And here I am. Finally got to uni. Don't sweat it. If you don't get in, if you don't make the grade, you can still do it. There's still another way. Just try your hardest and you'll get there if you really want it, no matter what.
Okay, we're actually at MIT, which is like the college for Murdoch for Murdoch University, and it's like direct pathways to Murdoch University.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm doing MUPC 6, which is for 1 year, and they're doing MUPC 4, which is for 4 months.
Okay.
4 months, right?
6 months.
My bad. Sorry.
Awesome. So this is like another way to get into Murdoch.
Yeah,
right?
pretty
Alternative pathway.
much. Yeah, it's
Sweet.
like a bridging course almost. Yeah.
Nice.
It's easier. Like if you haven't like done very well, or if you have done like really well, it's just like a different environment, you know, just to start off somewhere small, and then you it's like coming into the big world, basically preparing you for the big world. So it's really good. Like it's helped me. I've met these guys. You can get a lot of people.
Similar sort of stuff to Craig. Like I got an early offer as well. So that was before like I even sat any of my WAES exams, which was a really good sort of security to have, and shows that they sort of interested in more of you as a person rather than, you know, your grades and what number you end up with at the end of year 12.
It's all going to be okay. There are ways around things. Work hard, but don't prioritise work over your health and social life, and just your mental well-being. There are ways to get, whether it's the credit that you're lacking or whether to get bonus points, or things like the stat test if you're not happy with your ATAR. So there are ways of getting into uni without using that ATAR.
So basically, like, just don't beat yourself up.
Pretty much,
Yeah. Awesome advice.